What's going on, y'all? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, and I'm extremely excited to bring this to you guys today. This is a treat. It's something I've never done before for this channel. I'm presenting you guys a pure Zodiac deck list today. It's pretty lit, and I'm liking how it's flowing. So there's a few things that I'm trying out with this deck, and it's a different list from standard. Definitely, of course, we're gonna try to put as much spicy text as we can. And there's just one card that I'm missing for this list, and it is a Perform Age Trick Clown for my Brilliant Fusion. I cannot find a Perform Age Trick Clown for the life of me. So that card, I didn't even want to proxy it. So I'm simply just not going to have it in this list. So be looking forward in the future that we're going to update it just with that one card. So if you guys can just bear with me, tolerate that one missing card. Aside from that, the deck list is complete. So let's go ahead and hop right into this. It's by far not standard. It's really, really cool. And I just wanted to try this out because, everybody's basically took their crack at pure Zodiac. And I definitely wanted to show you guys where my mindset lies on it. So of course, the 3 auto tops and the guy you never want to draw. And I'm also playing the Predaplants. My reason being is getting straight to Brilliant Fusion or Instant Fusion or even your Fusion sub if need be so that way you can search a Whip Cell instead. If you get what I'm saying, this is just too good. It's mucho macho. It's way too powerful. You have to play it. And of course, we're playing 3 of the Queen of the Snakes because she's just way too powerful. Whip Tail beatdown is crucial. Just chaining her effect. That way you can take something down with you if you're there about to attack one of your guys. Chain Whiptail just to banish the monster that got rid of it. It's really good. Whiptail is just such a great resourceful card. And in tandem with that, we're also playing 2 copies of Ratatouille. Because, basically this guy is like Zodiac Orange Chicken. We can call it that. And 1 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear. And funny thing, because that's the nickname that a couple of my friends, we basically came up with that. And you guys know how I am with nicknames. I nickname every one of my cards if I can. And I was calling him Ratatouille, but somebody changed my mind to start calling him Zodiac Orange Chicken. And for some reason, Zodiac Orange Chicken sounds way more funny than Ratatouille does. The idea of Ratatouille, I just thought about the movie Ratatouille when I saw it, so that's why I called him that. But now we're calling him Orange Chicken. But 1 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Bear and 1 Garnet. And that pretty much will sum up the actual monsters, and the rest from here on will be just the hand traps. So funny thing, my list doesn't have Ram or Thoroughblade. Now the only reason why I don't have Thoroughblades is because I actually did not pick any up. So unfortunate. So I'm sorry, when I said in the beginning of the video that I was missing Trick Clown, I'm also missing Trick Clown, and I'm missing 1 Thoroughblade, maybe 1 or 2. If I play Thoroughblade, it'll be at 1 or 2 in this list. But it doesn't really hurt. Honestly, Whiptail is like arguably the most important monster, and it's better than Thoroughblade. So not having the Thoroughblade doesn't hurt too much, and basically I'm just missing out on the ability to do piercing damage. And then the story with Ram was I haven't had good luck resolving its effect. Like Ram is so clutch because when you destroy it, its effect just gets you your rat combo right back. And for some reason, I've just not had good luck with Ram. Like I've even tried my own, to forcefully waste my own Trident just to pop my Ram just to get a combo off, and have never been able to successfully resolve it. So I just decided to not play Ram in the list. But I definitely would be playing Thoroughblade if I have it. So missing Thoroughblade and I'm missing Trick Clown in my list. But aside from that, it's complete, and I'm really loving how it works. It's got good feng shui. And for hand traps, we're playing 2 Ghost Ogre, 1 Max C, and the Lunalite Black Sheep is considered a hand trap to me because it's just such a powerful card, and I love it. This does damage, and this in hand is just as deadly to your opponent as a Max C is because they know what you can do with this. So it's definitely a hand trap. And obviously, I don't have the Ash Joyous Spring chick, the $90 fire, big forehead, negate everything card. I don't have that chick. If I had her, I'd probably play 3 of her, and then I play 2 of her, and the 1 Max C, and call it a day with the hand traps. Moving forward, my thing with DD Crow is DD Crow is good for specific decks, but it's such situational card. DD Crow is like the best for the Zoodiac combo. Banish the Northern, no fusion sub, no Northern. So like DD Crow is great for that. But then like other than that, it's like so awkward. It's such an awkward card, and it gives you such awkward interactions, and it'll like sometimes help your opponent, and then sometimes it'll just be like a waste of a card. So as far as hand traps go, DD Crow is just not main deck worthy for me. Maybe in the future, if it's like a fire side deck staple, I'll side it, but I wouldn't main it. That's just me. Player preference, guys. 3 Zoodiac Barrage. This card gets you to your absolute limits and beyond. And of course, 3 Tinky, the Pseudo Barrage. 3 Brilliant Fusion. These are your play starters. You resolve these and you get really, really, really far ahead of your opponent. I mean, just like pedestal far ahead. This is just so clutch. Even the Brilliant Fusion. So again, the Trick Clown is what makes the Brilliant Fusion so much better in this deck, because when you resolve it, you get the Trick Clown, you get the free level 4 that you need for your Zoodiac combo, and you have an additional normal summon. you have your Seraphonite on board, and it's just such good synergy. Brilliant Fusion is amazing, and the fact that it's searchable makes it that much better. And in tandem with that, with the Brilliant Fusion, we also play 3 Fusion Substitute. Now we're playing 3 of this in this list because we have too many ways to open up with the combo. You want to take it to its farthest limit. So basically now you have a draw 8 combo. Well, not necessarily draw 8 combo, but a combo where you end with 8 to 9 cards in your hand. So technically, you draw 6 new cards, and you start with you draw 6 new cards at the cost of like 2 cards. So in a sense, it's like a +4, but it just takes you so far because you fusion sub, you Northern draw, fusion sub draw, Northern draw, fusion sub draw, then Northern draw, fusion sub draw. It's so crazy. I know like played 2 in my pure build, but this, in my non-pure build because it was Zoodiacs, but this is pure Zoo. And my Herald of Perfection Zodiacs. That's the reason why I didn't play 3 fusion subs, because it's more focused on Herald of Perfection, even though the Zodiacs are in the Herald deck. Obviously, you guys know how I am with Herald. He's the main part of the deck. So in this list, of course, I can play 3 fusion subs, and it's really clutch. Even when you draw it, it's a great card because that way you don't have to search your Lunalite. You can search your Whiptail now, which is clutch. And moving forward with that, we have also 2 instant ramens. So instant ramen, fusion sub, brilliant fusion, all searchable through your Predator plants. So they're just such a clutch combo. And you can only resolve it once, of course, but nonetheless, it's the same thing like your Terratop. Like, once you resolve your Invoker once, you shouldn't have to resolve it after that, you feel me? Like, once you resolve it once, you should be that far ahead to where you don't have to do it again. So yeah, you have to pick one. And so that's the reason why I actually play 3 Brilliant Fusion and 3 Fusion Sub, so I can draw into them. That way, most of the time I use my Predator Plant combo, I search Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion, I'd rather search this than Brilliant Fusion or Fusion Sub, simply because this can be my ultimate recovery play. Instant Fusion sometimes is better than Barrage. So a lot of the times I like to search this off my Predator Plant combo. That's the reason why I play 3 Fusion Subs, so I don't have to waste it. And you can search this off of Lunalite, and this is at 3, so you can hard draw it more often. That's the reason why we're playing 2 Instant Fusion. And I didn't want to go 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, because then you have those awkward hands where you draw 3, a Fusion Sub, Instant Fusion, and a Brilliant Fusion. Then you have your Predator Plant combo, and you're like, why would I search one of these when I already have all 3 of them in your hand? So you don't want to play 3 of all of them. That's just nonsense. I don't recommend that. That's really, really bricky. Even I tried it, trust me. 2 My Body is a shield. It's a great spell. It's reactive. You have really, really skillful reactions with this card on your opponent's turn, because this actually is your effective Ultra Masterpiece. Most of the time they tribute monsters and they tribute traps. They use the True King's Return. They use the Buster Knuckles, activate True King's Return from their deck, use True King's Return effect to tribute Knuckles and itself to normal summon Masterpiece. And then they use Masterpiece effect to pop your card, and then you chain My Body's a shield and out the Masterpiece. So this is such a powerful card. I don't understand why people are not, they're sleeping on it. Like I said, skillful interactions, this card can get you so far. I chose this over Chalice. You can definitely play Chalice, but I decided to just completely bump the Chalice off my list. For the reason really was for the 2 cards that I chose over it, which were these. So originally my list wasn't actually gonna have the Firefist Bear, funny thing, and it actually wasn't gonna have Homeboy. Where's it at? The 3rd Fusion Sub. I actually was just gonna play 2 Fusion Subs, so I decided to put 3rd Fusion Sub and the 2nd Bear. And what that does is give me an additional Tinky target, and it also allows me to extend my combo even further to draw more cards. So I felt like these 2 cards give me a lot more than what Chalice does, because what Chalice does is it hinders my opponent's plays. But what I wanted was more cards that help me and less cards that hinder my opponent, because I already have enough cards that hinder my opponent. I have Dryden, I have tons of back row, and I have ways to react to his plays. So the cards that I draw, I want an even number of play starters, and I want an even number of play stoppers. So I want to draw full back row, of course, but at the same time, I want to draw additional combo starters and additional combo pieces. So having the Bear is insane because it gives you an additional target for Tinky, which can allow you to overextend your combos, and also allows you to out those awkward boards where they have that monster and you're trying to get over it, even for like random domain locks, because True Draco players, they play the domain, so like stuff like that. So he helps you. So this is so much better than Chalice in that sense. And the 3rd Fusion Sub is so much better than the Chalice, because the two cards you draw off of this could be that extra strike and that extra mirror force versus the 1 Chalice. So again, these could have been the Chalice, and these should have been the Chalice. Shoulda, coulda, woulda versus, get what I'm saying? So if you guys want to play Chalice in this list, I recommend cutting these 2 cards and then, making them the Chalices. But me personally, I decided, these are just a lot better. But the My Bodies, they just get you there. And then, we have the real traps, of course. Triple Strike, and then the Mirror Forces and Torrential, because these are traps you just kind of have to play into. So the traps I wanted to play were just traps that are very hard to play around, and in the sense they're just traps that your opponent is going to have to forcefully play into if he wants to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So the idea is that your opponent wants to special summon, he wants to use effects, he wants to summon, and he wants to attack. So these traps are very, very hard to dodge. Versus cards like, Barrier, which is not going to be very main deck worthy because of True Dracos. Moving forward to Link format, Link summoning. D-Barrier can't actually stop Link summoning, so stuff like that. It's not going to be main deck worthy, it's more like a side deck staple. So instead of D-Barriers, we're doing the Mirror Forces and we're doing the Torrential. And, any other additional traps, you can put more Mirror Forces. You can put cards like Needle Sealing. You can put cards like Secret Tech cards like, Grand Horns and stuff like that. But these are the cards that I chose. And of course the Zoodiac combo, because you actually have to. This card gets you so far in the game. But just the 7 traps. I had space to put one more trap, but I decided to, just keep an additional spell. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my traps. And yeah, I just like these traps because all of these, they're more often going to resolve than any other trap because, again, especially a card like a Torrential, you just have to play into it. There's no way around it. And strikes are really hard to bait out because a lot of the time your opponent assumes you have the strike and then he'll preemptively activate something that he doesn't care about, and then you're not going to strike that because you know that's the bait. And then he thinks you don't have the strike then you flip the strike on him anyways. So strike, again, is a really hard card to play around if you're a skillful player. Moving forward to the extra deck, we have Seraphonite and Norden. And then my rank 3 options are actually these guys. Because we have the Terratop engine and we have the Predaplant engine, we have too many ways to make rank 3, so one Invoker isn't enough. And Breaksword was so much more clutch than the Totem Bird, and also, again, a Totem Bird required the winds, so sometimes I'll use my Terratop for the Invoker, and then like all I have is the Predaplant engine after that. So it's like if Totem Bird was the Breaksword, then I wouldn't be able to resolve Totem Bird that much. So Breaksword comes up a lot more than Totem Bird, and he actually gets you out of those random scenarios where you shouldn't have won that game because Breaksword, if you didn't have Breaksword, basically you wouldn't have won. So he just helps you to play around those awkward boards. I just definitely recommend you play this card. It's just such a powerful card. And again, it just really helps you to play through those boards when you're going second, just so that you can get yourself established so you can continue playing with your opponent. And then the Leviair. So this helps because the True King Dino players, they pop 2 babies, they banish cards in your extra deck. They can only banish 1 card of the same name. They cannot banish 3 of the same copy, like, banish 3 Toliathans, for example. Stuff like that. So if they hit like, your 1 Norden, your 1 Dryden, and then 1 something like that, you basically, if they're going to hit your Norden, that's the main thing I'm saying. They're going to hit your Norden guaranteed. So what this acts as is basically your secondary Invoker. Because now with Norden being banished, your MX Saber Invoker has less value because it won't be able to get you to your Fusion Sub combo. So basically, all it will do is basically get you an Emerald and possibly a Dryden. Whereas the Leviair Sea Dragon is going to be far more powerful than the MX Saber Invoker in that scenario because it'll get you your Norden, which will then get you your Rat, which will then get you to your Brabo, which will then get you to your entire combo, which will still end with the Emerald and the Dryden based off the Invoker, but additional draw power. So again, this is like your secondary Invoker, and a lot of times this can help you play again. So like this and Breaksword, they're there because there's just those awkward scenarios where it's like there's certain game states where it's like you shouldn't have been able to play through it, but these guys really help you for those just strange scenarios. So again, this is for when they banish your Norden, mainly for when they banish your Norden, just so you can special summon Norden from Banish Zone, get his effect off, because when he's special, you get to get another guy. And this, again, just to play through boards. And Invoker, because he's just a combo maker. These are 2 rank 4s that I'm going to have to side deck because there were just 2 cards that I basically... The Zoodiac, the Hammer Kong, shoulda, coulda, woulda been one of these guys, but I felt that Hammer Kong just had to be played because this is pure list. And then one of the other cards was going to be side decked anyway, so these are just going to be side decked. Gaga Samurai is ideal for the combo when you're going second and you play the Slumber, and you have the combo. Bam, bam, OTK. And Dweller for when you're playing the Dinos. 2 Resource Manager, 2 Roadkill, 2 Chicago Bulls, 1 Bacon Bits, 1 of that Baby Buku, 1 of that Girl from the Jungle Book, and 1 of that Hammer Kong. Really, really clutch. Standard list for me, pretty much. I know it's pure zoo, but I couldn't really play any more zoo monsters. Unfortunately, I could only play 8, but it's definitely more than enough, especially the way the deck works. Just keep putting them back in. So yeah, that is definitely going to be my deck list, and there's no side deck right now because I just built it. But tell me what you guys think of the deck, and if you think it can go somewhere in this format. And again, the cards that I'm missing, I'm gonna get them and I'm gonna update in the future. So just stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. God bless y'all. Be safe. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. I wish you guys have prosperous futures. Take good care of your families. Hopefully, your kids are fed, your house is, all your bills are paid. Everything is just wonderful, going well. Thank y'all again. Peace out. Let's get this cut off.